It's gonna sound like you're talking about.
I think.
Good evening, America.
Oh,
Hello, folks. We're
Hi, guys.
okay.
we
Hi guys.
we had a little technical problem. The video crashed, but we're looking at Pacifico. It's 4.5% alcohol, and it was introduced in the year 1900. So this beer has now spanned 3 centuries, the 19th century, the 20th century, now in the 21st century. Now, let me mute these talkers. Okay, you can do that for me, Eric.
No offense to you people.
Now, we're going to introduce who we have tonight. We may have some more people jumping on. One guy was with us, and a Friar Talk got knocked off when the Firefox crashed, and I rebooted it under Google Chrome.
I didn't delete him.
Huh? No, you didn't block him this time. Now, so from the south, we have Jean-Pierre, who's back from traveling all around, and he's in Alabama. We have myself here, Louisiana Beer Reviews, obvious where I am. Out west, we have Keone and his friend, who are muted because they were talking. We have, we'll let them talk, but we have, now these mics are real sensitive, so it's just the smallest little murmur. It sounds like shouting. And from up north, we have John Sharon with Zone 1. We have Lee with Poznansky's Beer Reviews.
Hello.
We have Nate K. And Poznansky's from New York, and John's from Indiana. We have Eric and Nate K. from Massachusetts. And we might have Friar Tuck jumping in from Connecticut. Now, Eric said, what's better, Firefox or Google Chrome? Well, it depends. Like
Safari.
Sometimes seems like
best.
Huh?
Safari.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, like he's saying, Chrome is native for G+, so it probably is more compatible, I guess. So
Probably so, because I mostly use Chrome all the time. But anyway.
I'm getting a little smoke on mine.
Yeah, there was a little hiss, little smoke.
I bought a single, but you can get them around here in 6-packs and 12 packs. I've never seen cans. I have it in a lager, a Pilsner glass here, so.
Me too.
Glass.
This head went away and died very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was frozen for a while, and it's still cold, but you can still see some of the head is about gone now, almost.
Yeah.
Eric, you can unmute them now.
Didn't Keone have the big bottle?
Keone, you have a big bottle?
You gotta unmute yourself, Keone. I can't do it from my end.
Unmute yourself. But Keone, I think, has the big
I got the big bottle.
Let's see.
Yeah, I've rarely seen that one. I have seen it, but rarely, very rare.
Me too.
It is 32 ounces.
Bellina?
Yeah.
It says Bellina on it?
Now, I'll say a few more things, and then we'll go down the line since we're behind time. Oh, there's Friar Tuck.
I gave him the link to this page.
Yeah.
He's here.
I'm back.
Eric, let me give a little bit of information so we don't have everybody talking at once. It makes for such a bad video. This was, like I said, introduced in 1900 by a German immigrant. Same old story as most American, or
What's that sound?
U.S. German immigrants. It was bought by Grupo Modelo in 1935. And that was acquired by Anheuser-Busch InBev in 2013. They own 100% of the company now. Another thing, it's brewed in Mazatlan on the Pacific coast in Estado Sinaloa, in Sinaloa State. So that's why they call it Pacifico, because it's a West Coast beer. And you'll see the logo is the mountains inside the Lifesaver, and the hops and the barley and the anchor. So it's a beach beer, I guess you'd call it, because literally it's almost on the beach.
I saw this a lot on my cruise back in to Mexico, Cozumel, back in 2008.
And it was introduced into the U.S. in 1985, so it's been imported for 30 years over here.
Crown
Now,
Imports.
Crown Imports is the handler
Right.
for the United States. Technically, it's not owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev in America, but that was done supposedly for anti-monopoly reasons. I think it was probably done. Constellation Beverages wanted to get juiced in on the deal, and they probably had connections to the U.S. Justice Department. But anyway, I don't want to say too much because you might find me out by the dumpsters.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to go up north. Let's go up to New England, and we'll talk to Eric first, and then Nate K. And Eric, you said you didn't get much head. I got a little bit of head on the beer, and it faded.
Yeah, initially I tried to pour this kind of aggressively to get any head, and it stuck around for maybe 10, 15 seconds, and then it died. Well, I'm just using a standard pint glass shaker, as some people call that, and it just dies to nothing. It is one of the most ultra clear, filtered beers I have probably ever seen in my life. It's probably closer to yellow than gold, and it looks very watery in the glass, for sure. Not a lot of smell to me at all. There's just a tiny bit of a sweetness and maybe a little bit of corn, and the taste is just about the same. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of corn, primarily a thin, watery taste and mouthfeel to me.
Have you had it before?
I bought a six-pack this week, and I think I might have had a six-pack last year during Cinco de Mayo, but I don't really, it doesn't stick out to in my memory banks as a memorable experience for me.
All right. Now, Nate K., you've had it before?
No, I haven't had it before.
I saw you drinking one before we went on air. You were prepping, but what do you think about it?
I mean, what I did is I actually got some Corona Extra to kind of compare it with a little bit, I guess. Most not because of style or necessarily, but just they happen to be kind of next to each other in the liquor store. So, I don't know. I mean, I didn't notice a lot of head at all, and I wasn't really gingerly pouring it or anything like that. It could have very well just gone over the glass and spilled all over my keyboard, but it just didn't do that.
Yeah, it's not a real foamy beer.
No, absolutely not. And I'd have to agree with Eric on the clarity. It's very clear.
Like bush beer almost.
Nothing offensive to the smell, which is kind of cool. Because I notice sometimes when you got that clear bottle of Corona, you often, if you aren't taking a lot of good care of that bottle, keeping it cold on the way home, you can end up with kind of a skunky smell to it, but not in this beer. So by comparison, though, I think that there's a little bit more flavor in the Corona than in this beer. Just
Okay.
maybe more diversity in the flavors.
Okay, that's very interesting. You were kind of chopping up a little bit, but I could follow you. I did follow you very close. Now, Friar Tuck, you've had it before, correct?
No, this is my first time, actually.
Oh, wow. What do you think about it?
Not that impressed with it. It doesn't have much flavor at all. Very clear, very watery. I think I paid close to $10 for a six-pack of this, 9 and change, something like that, $9.50, something like that. Not much flavor. There's nothing off-putting flavor-wise to it, but there's really not much flavor at all.
So you wouldn't go buy more of it?
No, I don't think I'd seek it out again.
$10 is $10. If I may interject really quickly, $10 almost for a six-pack is highway robbery on this kind of beer. To me,
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let me see. Well, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off because I got something to say about that. Now we're gonna go down the road. We're gonna travel down U.S. Highway 1 even further, and then we're gonna take a little detour off into Queens. We're gonna cross that Whitestone Bridge, I think it is, from the Bronx into the Queens, right?
Are you asking me?
That's what bridge I would take, right? Whitestone Bridge.
I guess I want to get out of New York, so. So
Oh, okay. Well,
Keep going. I like you.
I'll help you with New Orleans real estate stuff later. But anyway, what do you think about it? Have you had it before?
me, I've had it. I had it once when I bought the 6-pack last week, and I had one. I don't really remember too much, but I poured it pretty aggressively. The head, as everyone said, did go down. But I do notice there's a ton of bubbles coming up from. This is very carbonated. But as far as the taste, tastes like a standard like lager, like faint corn presence, a little bit of alcohol presence in there, and maybe a little bit of breadiness, to be honest. And that's about it. And there's also a little bit of, I don't know if you're gonna get this, but like maybe a tiny bit of spiciness, bitterness on the back end that I get.
I was going to mention that. Now, we got one more person from up north, and that's John from Zone 1. What do you think about it? You've had it before?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the first time I've ever had this.
Wow, this is really blowing me away. Okay.
First time I ever had this beer. I'll tell you, I kind of get what everybody's saying, but I also get just a smidgen, maybe a hop on the front end of this beer, and the spice, the back end. My beer, I mean, it poured a small head and dissipated very quickly, but I've got hardly no passion in the beer. I'm sure that's maybe from my glass, maybe because it's not etched or something, but I mean, to me, this is a very sessionable beer. I mean, it's a good beer. It'd be a good beach beer. I mean, I'm a light beer guy. Sorry, but yeah, I think this is a very good beer. Is it a buy-again beer for me? Sure it is. I mean, I like
notice,
a little less expensive because I think I give almost $9 for a 6-pack. But if it was cheaper than that, I'd probably buy these again.
Yeah, it's $7.99. It's $7.99 a 6-pack down here. Now, y'all notice a little popping in the audio?
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
No, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, I was getting some kind of like clipping in the audio. Well, that's okay, as long as it comes out okay.
One good thing about this beer also, it comes in, I think it's a little bit longer neck bottle.
Yeah.
It comes in a brown bottle, where from the rest of the Mexican type beers, it don't come in the green bottle and the clear bottle, which gives you sometimes I think the skunkiness taste. So I mean, I think this beer right here, from all the Mexican beers that I've had, this is the best so far.
Yeah. Now I'm going to talk, and then we're going to let our fellow Southerner talk, and then we're going to go out west. Hey, you know what? I really like it. Now it doesn't have a lot of head and lace, but you know, hey, well, we were listening to leather and lace earlier, but it has some bubble streams, like I think Lee was saying.
Yes.
I have drank this beer off and on, or have drunk, I should say. Have drunk this beer off and on for many years, and we can get the 12 packs here for about $14 or $15. Okay. Now, so we can get it a lot cheaper than you can get it, apparently. Secondly, but we are closer to Mexico. I can drive to Mexico. I can leave at 6 in the morning and drive to Mexico and be there before supper time. Actually, so you know, I can get to Mexico in 8 hours.
Hey, Christopher Cross.
9 hours. Yeah. So, but I'm tempted to go back to Mexico, but since I bought a new car Friday, I had to spend so much money for my daughter. Not me, but for her. So I'm not complaining, but you know, money is finite, and when you spend a lot of it, it impacts how you're going to spend it in other areas. All right, so maybe I won't be going to Mexico. But anyway, I think it has a sweet flavor. It's not too corny. It's more like barley, and it has a grassy hop note. Oh yeah, ride like the wind. Oh man, I'm spilling it. I think it has a grassy spiciness. It has somewhat. I know it's coming from the barley, but it almost has like a. I I wanted to say a sugarcane syrupiness, but I know that can't be right. But it's the mouthfeel is light to medium. It does have some body, and it does have a little spicy hoppiness, and I think it would pair so well with really hot Mexican food. Now, what I was eating before we came on, I was eating saltine crackers with homemade hogshead cheese, and I put some habanero Louisiana hot sauce on it. So, I mean, this would pair so well with big chunks of Louisiana hoghead cheese and that habanero sauce on those saltine crackers. I mean, I could down this stuff. I'm telling you, if I was a chugger and did those drinking videos, which I don't do. I could wax a 6-pack in like literally 20 minutes. But because I was working in that warehouse for hours today and I was sweating, so I was like really thirsty. I didn't drink enough water, I don't think. So I think this beer is really great. I would buy it again. I like it. It's not the greatest thing, right? It's not like. Lee says, I hear Louisiana is famous for their hot sauce. Yeah, I would say so, for their hot food in general. I think it's kind of like the context of when you drink it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm drinking it on the Pacific coast in Mexico and eating a bunch of tortillas and green and red salsa with some maybe some steak fajitas, I'm going to just go berserk. Now, on the other hand, you know, it's not like a gourmet craft beer, but I think it's damn good. Excuse my language. I like it. I'm sorry, and I will buy it again. So that's my opinion. Now we're going to look at what John has to say.
Well, when I had this beer back in 2008, I was on my second cruise, going to Cozumel, and you know, you're going through one of the streets, you know, through the bars, you know, you're going through areas, certain places. You know, I saw, you know, hey, we got beer for $2, and there was Pacifico, and I said, all right, whatever. Tried it, you know, I thought it was all right, you know, didn't think much of it, and so this is my second time having this beer. Nothing really to cry home about. It's okay. It's like you said, it's one of those beers to have. You know, we went to a beach club, and you know, we had a lot of beers, and someone was trying out this beer, and you know, I didn't really think much of it then, and I don't think much of it now. I think it's okay. Would I get it again? No. I would probably pick Victoria over this, and Victoria is very reasonably priced. In terms of a 12-pack, than this beer here. I was eating this. It's perfect, like you said, Mexican food. I'm eating some Lay's barbecue chips with this beer while we're talking. So
Nice.
yes, and you know, I said I would probably pick Victoria. Probably pick maybe Corona over this beer. It's a good beer, not great, but you know, that's just me.
Well, you know, you'll never come on this show again because I just
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, Sean. I appreciate your thoughts.
Hey, that's okay. But you know what? This beer kind of reminds me of Schaefer, and I could drink the fool out of Schaefer. I'm not joking. It's a little cheaper, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is.
$20 for a 30-pack back home in New Jersey.
Woo!
$20 for Schaefer's.
Wow. Okay, now we got to go out west now.
Keone, wake up! Your thoughts and opinions of beers, Keone.
Hey, how's it going? It's my turn?
Yeah, you're out west, boy.
All right. Just introduce him. This is Kim, my neighbor from South Korea.
Yeah. North Korea.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Kim.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Yep.
Now, this is interesting because I know in South Korea they drink a lot of light lagers. You know, yellow, straw-colored beers that are about 4 to 5% alcohol. So, okay, y'all start talking and I will shut up.
So yeah, I found this beer to be pretty refreshing. It's pretty smooth for the most part. It has a multi-grain kind of finish. Very flat. When I poured it, the head dissipated instantly.
Nice
The
work.
beer is kind of expensive where I live, amazingly. I would think it'd be cheaper because I'm near Mexico. but it's like about $8 for a 6-pack, and about $4.29 is what I paid for that 32 ounce. So it's kind of on the high side. What do you think about this beer?
Yeah.
Your comment.
Actually, I'm not good at beers. Actually, I was a wine sommelier. Therefore, this is first time to make a wine review to me. I think this one has a very flat character. Doesn't have lots of multi character. It doesn't have a lot of grain. Yeah.
Flat character. I agree with that myself.
Yeah. Low percentage of alcohol. Yeah. People cool you down at the hot summer. Yeah.
Now, Kim, do you drink a lot of? Do you drink OB in Korea? OB.
Yeah, that's right.
Oriental Brewery.
That's not initial. That's not initial of OB. Not Oriental Brewery.
Now, what is he saying, Keone? Because I have problems with.
Is it that that's not the abbreviation for OB?
What is it?
Oriental Brewery. That's not initial of Oriental Brewery.
What is it?
OB.
What is OB? Just OB?
I cannot remember exactly, but not Oriental Brewery.
Oh, it's not Oriental Brewery. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Is that a beer that a lot of people in Korea drink?
Yeah, yeah.
Keone, what's the beer you did a review on from Korea?
Yeah, it was OB Golden Lager and Cloud. He said those are the two most popular beers in his country, besides Budweiser.
Now, are they taste-wise similar to this or no?
It's more like Budweiser with a little bit of a hoppy presentation and a little bit more malt.
So that might be a rice beer.
Yes, and this beer here that we're drinking, Pacifico, is made with corn adjunct.
Yeah,
Okay.
but is it really considered an adjunct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to wrap this up, I think it's a really fantastic label. I love this label. When I see the label, it makes me want to drink more beer. This Pacific beer, but I mean, I know that's childish, but I guess labels are important.
Of course, marketing.
Right, I'm a fan of it, but I mean, I only speak for myself. I would drink it again. I know I'm going to drink it again. Oh, you have the Balina. Yeah, they have different names for the different sizes.
They do that.
Look at the difference in the neck in this bottle.
I'll buy it on sale, but
wow, I know it's a long neck.
Yeah.
Exactly, Keone. I'm with you.
I prefer to buy Budweiser because Budweiser is cheaper and you get more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I think you're right. I would choose Budweiser just for the cost factor, but I have a whole fridge full of Miller High Life, and I think Miller High Life I think Miller High Life goes toe-to-toe with this beer, personally.
Yeah. I've never had Miller High
Yeah, that's
Life.
pretty true.
What?
It's really refreshing.
I knew that was coming.
Wait. We got to stop all proceedings.
Nancy, come on now.
Somebody just crashed the show. Now, and I
don't know. I've spent most of my time reviewing heavier craft beers and more famous light beers that I just haven't come across Miller High Life yet. I've drank Miller Lite.
Now, Lee, how old are you?
22.
22.
Okay.
Wait. I have a challenge.
Cub.
I have a challenge for you. I'm calling you out. On air, I'm calling you out. I want to see a Miller High Life review within the month of August 2015.
All right. I'll make it happen.
I'm watching, man.
We'll join you if you need to.
And yes.
Most
And I'm
of the beers I always drank when I was underage, like, you know, being a rebel.
We don't want to talk.
Would be
That's not.
Schaefer.
Plug for Schaefer.
Let's not bring up any untoward. The reason I mentioned Miller High Life because I find it has a similar grassy hop, although I think Miller High Life is hoppier. Secondly, it's 4.6% alcohol, just a tick above this, and I believe it's similar calories. So, but it's way cheaper. I mean, I bought 18 packs of Miller High Life for $9.99. You heard what I just said? 18
Six-pack
packs.
costs north.
So my final thoughts on Pacifico, I like it. I wouldn't buy it all the time because it's so similar to beers that I can drink that are so much cheaper. Okay, any other final words?
Yeah. Where do I get Miller High Life? Because it's nowhere. I've actually never even seen it around my neighborhood.
He's not in New York, really?
I haven't seen it. I haven't looked for it, but I've never seen it. Maybe I should.
Okay, now let me help you with that. First of all, you're in a city that's mainly Miller Genuine Draft. I understand that. But it is available in New York City.
Wow.
If you get on the Miller High Life website, there is a locator tool, and it'll direct you right to where you need to go, so that won't be a problem. But I did notice when I was in New York City earlier this year that it was mostly a Miller Genuine Draft town, much like the Chicago area. But you can find both beers. But down here it's reverse. It's Miller High Life everywhere and Miller Genuine Draft. Very sketchy. Any final thoughts from the Northerners?
I have a final thought. My final thought is, I believe it was $9.79 where I bought it in southern Massachusetts. I think that this beer in general is way too high for a six-pack of the kind of a quality and the style of the beer that you're getting. I think, again, as Jay would say, High Life to me, I would rather buy a High Life 10 times out of 10 over this beer. I'm not really finding, to tell you the truth, you kicked me off the channel here, wait for it, I don't really find that this beer's got a whole bunch going on with it. I find it's got that little, more than when I drink it, I find it's got that little grassy, hoppy sort of a spice, but everything just dies very, very quickly, and it's just a very clean, watery, sort of a bodied beer that doesn't really invite me to drink much more of it than what I bought and that's in my refrigerator. Although I would give it a C, and it's not a beer that is gross, and it's not a beer I would pass up if somebody handed one to me.
I completely agree with you there, Eric.
And everything you just said I take personally as an insult. I'm just kidding. I really have no horse in the race, and I've actually never been to Mazatlan, and I've never been to the Pacific coast of Mexico, so I'm just kidding around. Okay, Eric, Nate, you got any final thoughts on this beer?
If you're gonna go out just to have, try random Mexican beers and just be like, well, I've never tried this Mexican beer before, you just go out and grab it. I would say it's definitely, if I had to put it on a scale between beers, I'd put it somewhere between Land Shark, which I would consider kind of a beach beer, Land Shark being less flavorful than this by far, but then put that there and then put Corona, maybe Miller High Life, and then have what's the other one? Negro Modelo after that. And that would be kind of like the scale of the flavor scale. I think if you wanted to have something with a little more flavor, I would, a really good Mexican beer, I would probably tend to go to like Negro Modelo or one of the variants of that rather than this.
I would go with Tecate personally, but okay, let's see. We got Lee. You gave us your final word, but you're gonna try to look up Miller High Life.
Yeah, but about this beer, I actually really I like this beer. In fact, I'm definitely going to buy it again and drink it for like a after work savory flavored beer, or hangout beer. This is really good. I enjoyed this. I like this better than Victoria, but I did like it.
Wow, that's saying something. Now, okay, well, we're gonna get to Jean, but first we're gonna go to John and then Jean. Both.
I'm gonna tell you.
He just left. He probably had computer issues, I bet.
I enjoy this beer. I think what you're paying for this beer is the nostalgia factor, because it's a beer from Mexico.
Yep.
Started in 1900. You're paying for the beer to be shipped here or whatever, but I'll pay for the nostalgia value of this beer. I'll pay for it again. Maybe it might be a month down the road, but this is a beer that I would take to a friend's house that's never had one of these type of beers and enjoy it with him. I think this beer's got phenomenal taste. I'm a light beer guy. When it's hot, it has the right amount of profile for me. It's pleasing to the palate. I mean, this is just an enjoyable beer, and I enjoyed this better than I did the Victoria myself. So, I mean, overall, I mean, I give this a solid A on this beer.
Nice.
Hey, I'm almost inclined to go there with you. I really would go into the A- range because I love this beer. But I mean, you know, it's expensive. But hey, if you want to drink up, you got to step up. But anyway, but Eric's saying, yeah, you're stepping. You're being a. But Eric's point is you're being a fool because you could get Miller High Life and it's just as good. So, but I can't necessarily disagree.
I agree with that point, but I mean, yeah, you can buy the Miller High Life over here for $6 for a 6-pack, or you with 99% of the population's drink, or you can pay $9 for a 6-pack of this, where 25% of them drink. If I'm gonna go to a friend's house and enjoy good beer with him that he's never had, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pay $3 more. I'm gonna get this and take it to him so he can enjoy it also.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now,
well, there, Eric.
I would just buy Stella instead. For imported lagers that we can get readily available in this country, I would definitely pick Stella Artois over this beer. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, now, John, I know what John would rather drink. He'd rather drink Prestige Lager. But
yes, which is a shame that it's not in this area. I have to go home or drive down to Miami to pick it up. But that's another topic for another day. Again, this beer is okay. I give this beer a B. Again, I'll probably pick Victoria or Corona, maybe Modelo over this. It's like you said, if we're having Mexican food, or am I bringing this to a party, and I'm trying to get the people that are close to me in this area to try other beers besides Bud Light and Miller Lite, because they think that's the only beers that exist, and that there's no other beers out there. And when I bring like a case of Yingling or whatever, be like, oh, what's this? Folks, there are other beers out there besides Bud Light and Miller Lite. But anyway, leave that to Pacifico.
So
it's a good beer.
Buy it again, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it again. Like I said, if someone invited me, right? If someone invited me and my lady to they're having Mexican food, I probably would pick this up. I'd probably pick up Modelo. But for me, on a personal level, I'm probably getting Victoria or Corona just to sit around the house and just chill. So.
Okay. Now, next we have Out West. So we didn't have too many haters on this beer, but I mean, you have a right to hate on it. I mean, no one had. I joke around a lot on these things, but no one is obligated to come on here and like love something because we talking about it. Okay, now Keone, what do y'all think about it, huh?
I thought it was a really refreshing beer. I would actually like this at a barbecue. It actually tastes good enough. I would actually want it with a lemon for this summer. It's getting really hot here in California. So it would go great with a lot of things. It's not too overpowering. That's the thing that I really enjoy about it, especially for the summertime. It's actually a lot better than a lot of light beers. I've been drinking light beers lately, and I can tell you what, this really blows it out of the water. And it is in the light beer spectrum, you could say, because it's at 4.5, right? Or 4.2. I forget.
4.4.
4.5.
4.5 still, yeah. Still kind of in the light beer range, so... Yeah, it's a really nice, decent beer for the summer. I would buy it again if the price is right, but as of right now, a lot of stores have the price really high. How about you, Kim? Would you buy it again? Would you drink this for summertime?
It's not good at the cost and performance, therefore I would buy another one, like the Bud Light.
Yeah, he'd rather drink Bud Light.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, well, it is very popular for some reason.
Yep.
Now, Jean said he's been on a light beer kick and he's been drinking Keystone Light. Now, to end this, because we can't go on forever, next week we have something really interesting, I think, and this is what we're looking at next week. Get ready for Dos Equis Ambar, the original Dos Equis from 1897.
Stay
Awesome.
thirsty, my friends.
I like that
This
one.
is the original
Amber's my
brown, the amber lager.
So is the amber, or are we doing the amber, or the original? The green bottle.
Actually, the amber is the original. A lot of people don't realize
Okay.
that.
I prefer the amber over the green bottle.
I can find this at Rouse's in Mobile.
Dos Equis Especial was not introduced until 1984. So the brown one is 87 years older than the green bottle. Okay, you could win a lot of money on that bet. Okay, well, thank y'all for joining. It went great. I mean, we had so many people. If we had many more, it would have been total chaos. It was just kind of like partial chaos. So
But nobody hated on the beer, so that's a good thing.
right, some people said it wasn't the greatest thing, but that's cool. Hey, well, thank y'all for watching, folks, and get ready for Dos Equis next Wednesday. And we might have a special Schlitz malt liquor event coming up, and I know we've got
Somebody's got to
Foster.
send me when I do it.
Yeah, and we have a Foster's event coming up, a super secret beer examination of Foster's coming up this weekend, and
Oh,
people
snap.
can contact me privately.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
Oh snap! He only
Let me
knows
know about the original Schlitz.
Yeah.
About
No,
the
we
Schlitz
cannot.
original malt liquor. Let me know, because I got my can ready to go. 25-ounce can.
Okay, yeah, we definitely got to talk about this. That's very serious. That is very, very serious. Okay, I have to make a look. All right. Thank you, folks.